Alright, what's going on, guys? We have just finished watching the Game Awards, and if you are a FromSoftware fan, then the night really couldn't have gone much better. We got the trailer for FromSoftware's new game, Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. Elden Ring won Game of the Year, and then Miyazaki himself confirmed that more content for Elden Ring is coming, and that can only mean one thing: DLC. So today we're gonna recap everything that happened at the Game Awards relating to FromSoftware. I'm gonna give you all the information we have about Armored Core 6, what to expect, and what Armored Core even is, because I know a lot of you guys, including myself, haven't played the other games. And if you're a Souls fan, then this game is going to be a very different experience than what you're used to. And then we're going to talk about when the DLC for Elden Ring could be coming, because what Miyazaki said actually paints a pretty good picture for us. But as always, as we get into that today, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be keeping you guys up to date on all things FromSoftware, because we have a lot to look forward to. But now let's get into it. Elden Ring was nominated for a lot of awards at the Game Awards last night, and won several of them. Elden Ring ended up winning Best Art Direction, Best Role-Playing Game, and the two biggest were Best Game Direction and of course Game of the Year. We'll unpack Miyazaki's Game of the Year speech at the end of the video, but overall Elden Ring was recognized so much and definitely deserved all the awards that it won. Now, as for the category that was a little bit controversial for Best Narrative, Elden Ring did end up losing to God of War, and also lost Best Sound Design as well as the Player's Choice Award. But go ahead and take a listen to Miyazaki's speech after receiving the award for Best Game Direction.
素晴らしい受賞させていただきまして本当にありがとうございます。
It's a great pleasure receiving this such a wonderful award.
ディレクターとして非常に名誉なことだと思っております。
As a director, I'm very honored about that.
フロムソフトウェアのですね、エルデンリング過去最大規模のタイトルだったということで、谷村さんや石崎さんをはじめとする、頼りになる主要ディレクターのチームと一緒に開発に臨んだタイトルですので、喜びもひとしおです。
Elden Ring is our, the biggest game that we have ever worked on. So we have worked with several co-directors, including Mr. Tanimura and Mr. Ishizaki. Without their support, it would be almost impossible to, finish working on this project. So we really want to share this great joy of receiving this award with them.
本当にありがとうございました。Thank you.
So once again, thank you so much for your support.
Now, aside from just being an awesome accolade, the fact that Elden Ring won Game of the Year means that we're going to get a Game of the Year version of Elden Ring. So we have that to look forward to. It may just be a rebranding of the game, or it could be shipped out after the first major DLC drops, with that DLC included. So it's pretty exciting to see what they're going to do with that. But if you were watching the show live, then you might have noticed something weird. The dude standing behind Miyazaki is not part of their team at all. This kid managed to sneak up on stage with the team and stole the mic after Miyazaki's speech, saying that he dedicated the award to Bill Clinton. Now, while the memes that are coming out of this are hilarious, it's very fortunate that this guy wasn't up there to hurt anybody, and the fact that he was able to get up there and nobody noticed is crazy. But thankfully the kid was arrested after this, and I'm sure he's gonna get a little bit of a fine. But now let's switch gears for a minute to the biggest announcement of the whole night. This is FromSoftware's next major title, Armored Core 6: Flames of Rubicon. This game has been leaked for a long time and has apparently been in development for almost 6 years. This game is going to be very different than what we're accustomed to from FromSoftware. It's not a Souls game, it's not even a Souls-like. The Armored Core games are mecha games that focus around the player piloting a robot called an Armored Core. They're third-person action games that center around you, the player, customizing your mech and taking it on different missions. So let me read you the official description of the game. Action game Armored Core series that carries out various missions with original mecha created by rearranging parts. Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon, the latest in the series, will finally appear after a long time. In Armored Core 6, you can manipulate your own original mecha that you have assembled and freely run around the three-dimensional stage with three-dimensional maneuvering. In addition, you can enjoy a variety of actions that can only be realized with mecha, such as challenging difficult situations and overwhelming enemies with dynamic movements that make full use of shooting in close combat. So if you are familiar with how mecha games have worked in the past, then you should be expecting an extremely fast-paced game, with lots of three-dimensional combat going on, whether that's on the ground or in the air, while you're commanding multiple weapon systems and optimizing your mech to take on different missions. It's a 3D combat mecha action game series that started in July 1997 as the PlayStation exclusive title Armored Core, and continues to all 15 titles, with the latest being Armored Core Verdict Day, which released in September 2013. The player becomes a mercenary commanding a humanoid robot, also known as an armored core. Freely combine hundreds of various parts such as heads, cores, arms, legs, weapons, etc. to create your own original mecha, and then use that mecha to carry out various missions. Before long, you will find yourself in a fierce battle that will change the state of the world. Now, with this technically being the 6th installment in the series, we do have quite a bit of story to catch up on, but the Bandai Namco website paints us a good picture of what's going on in this game. A mysterious new substance was discovered on the remote planet Rubicon 3. As an energy source, this substance was expected to dramatically advance humanity's technological and communication abilities. Instead, this substance caused a catastrophe that engulfed the planet and the surrounding stars in flames and storms, forming a burning star system, which is what we're seeing in the intro of the trailer. Almost half a century later, the same substance resurfaced on Rubicon 3, a planet now contaminated and sealed off by the catastrophe. Extraterrestrial corporations and resistance groups fight over control of the substance. The player infiltrates Rubicon as an independent mercenary and finds themselves in a struggle over the substance with the corporations and other factions. So that is our look at Armored Core 6. This game was being directly headed by Miyazaki himself, so even if you're not a mech person, I'm sure this game is going to be an absolute banger. Now I gotta get caught up on the Armored Core games and educate myself on exactly what they are, because I've never played any of them. But I've always been a fan of mecha games, and I'm a sucker for good sci-fi as well, so I'm hyped to play it. But going back to Elden Ring now, we actually did get some good information from Miyazaki's speech upon receiving the Game of the Year award. So take a quick listen to that.
びっくりしました。ありがとうございます。
Thank you so much.
フロムソフトウェアのみんな、そしてパートナーであるバンダイナムコの皆さん、たくさんある協力会社の皆さん、そして素晴らしい神話を執筆してくれたジョージ・アーロン・マーティン氏、そんな素晴らしいですね、僕の尊敬するエルデンリングチームのみんなに改めて大きな感謝を伝えるとともに、この喜びを分かち合いたいと思います。
I would like to share this great appreciation with our entire Elden Ring team members, everybody at FromSoftware, our partner Bandai Namco, all collaborators, and last but least, Mr. George R. R. Martin, who created the great mythos for this game.
すごく大変で問題の多いプロジェクトだったので、ディレクターとしてはすごくほっとしています。そしてですね、このゲームオブザイヤーという、最高の栄をいただいた場でいうことではないのかもしれませんけれども、これからも今よりもこのゲームよりもですね、面白いゲームを作っていこうと決意してますので、ぜひよろしくお願いします。
We have faced so many difficulties while developing this game, so as a director, I'm really relieved. And this might not be the light thing to say at on the occasion of the receiving the GOTY award, but I have made up my mind to create even more interesting games than this one.
で、このエルデンリングについてもまだやりたいことありますので、その点でも今回の受賞すごく大きな励みになりました。
As for Elden Ring, we still have several more things we want to do. So getting this GOTY award really encouraged us.
そして最後にこのゲームをプレイしてくれて、楽しんでくれて、支援してくれた多くのユーザーさんに最大限の感謝を伝えたいです。本当にありがとうございます。皆さんのおかげで、我々あるいは私は作りたいゲームを全力で作るという最高のことができています。本当にありがとう。皆さんと同じ時代、この時代に今ゲーム制作に従事できたことを本当に幸せに思ってます。ありがとうございました。
And finally, we would like to, express our utmost gratitude to all the fans who played, who enjoyed, and who supported these titles. And we create the games we want to create and do our best because of you. Thank you so much.
So there were two major things to take away from that speech. Number one, he said that even though they're getting the Game of the Year award for Elden Ring, he said that he's gonna make much more interesting games than Elden Ring, and to look forward to those. And to me, that's crazy. Elden Ring is by far the most ambitious game they've ever made, and for him to stand up there and say, I'm gonna do even better, has me so excited for the future. But the biggest thing that we got from that speech was that he has much more planned for Elden Ring. And guys, I know there are still doubters out there, but that only means DLC. I know it wasn't a trailer, I know it wasn't a release date, but that right there was a 100% confirmation that we are getting DLC for Elden Ring. Now, if it was Kitao saying that, I might be inclined to think it was some updates, but that came out of the mouth of Miyazaki, and you could tell he was even a little bit nervous saying that. So I know it's not the most convincing thing in the world, but that is a DLC confirmation. But he also said in there that they're still working on it, and they're going to continue working on it, and so that confirms another thing to me, that they almost definitely did not plan on making a DLC for this game. We all kind of had our suspicions about that based on a lot of interviews with Miyazaki prior to this. They didn't know the game was going to sell as well as it did, but because it had such crazy success, now they have to give us more of that. So here is my prediction on when that DLC is going to come out. I'm thinking early 2023, whether that's January, February, March, it's going to be one of those months. And since we didn't get a release date for Armored Core, I'm thinking Armored Core is going to drop sometime in the fall. So let me know your thoughts about when you think that's going to come out, but I do think that's on track with what we can expect. Anyways though guys, that's going to pretty much do it for the video today. I hope you enjoyed. It is a good time to be a FromSoftware fan. We've got so much to look forward to. Armored Core 6 looks absolutely awesome, and just to have the knowledge that we know DLC is coming makes me very happy. But with all that being said, if you're as excited as I am, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And with all that, I'll catch you in the next one.